So next up, what we want to do is just what we're doing, adding some content to the page. So at the moment, we've got our page here. We did like a title or logo, whatever you want to put here. We've got a nav bar. We've got kind of a banner. And then underneath that, we just have emptiness. So we want to put some content into this page. At the moment, in terms of content, all I'm really going to use is, again, adding images, adding text, and probably might add a button or something in there, which is fine for now because ultimately they're going to be the main kind of things that you're going to add in. Any kind of unique things to add in, things like forms and stuff like that, then I'll do that as like a separate video for itself. Okay, so first up, let's get, we've got two div boxes, remember, one here and one here, side by side, which at the moment just has this paragraph in. And we got another div at the bottom there, which is kind of being used as a footer. So we'll get an image in both sides and some text, and then some stuff in the footer. So when we look over here at our HTML, there's our div for our banner, which has got our banner image in. And then 2 and 3, box 2 and 3 are what I did for the left and right. So I think what I did is I put some images into my website folder. I suppose I just better show you that. It's my web example. So I just got some random images. I just named them image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4. All right. You can name your things with something a bit better. I think I've got a logo there, like it's kind of a logo, I suppose, there as well. So a few images to use. Whether I'll use them all or not, I don't know, but they're just there. So remember, obviously, what you called them. And what you'll also find, I did this on purpose, is they are different file types. So this one's JPEG. This one, normally if you hover, it comes up. But if you go to properties, it will tell you is a PNG. So there's the extension. This one is JPEG again. I think this one is a JPEG as well. But bear in mind, look, this is .jpg, and this first one, I think, is .jpeg. And to be completely honest with you, I don't really know why some of them are JPEG and some of them are JPG with those images, but that does affect the code, and we need to it needs to reflect what is here. So that's a common kind of problem that a lot of students get. So under here then, we want to add an image in. I want the image to come first, so our tag for our image is img, and then the source equals, and I'm just going to go with image 1. And remember that was JPEG as the extension. And close that. All right, and obviously they're just all in the same folder. So we doesn't need any more extension than just the name of the file. And then we've got just a P that says some content. I'm going to get, I think off screen here, I've got some just lorem ipsum, which is great for a placeholder. So I'm just going to copy and paste that in there. It's all still within the P tag. Line that up a little bit better. There we go, and we can see obviously the P starts there and ends there. Okay, so I'm going to Control S to save that. I'm going to come over here and refresh. I can see I've got my image in there. Again, it's ginormous. And it's moved the text all down here. It's gone all horrible. Like, obviously that's not good because the image is way too big for the div box that it's in. So we'll come back to that though. I just want to add the content first. So what's nice about this is because I've already done that, I can just copy that, put that into box 3. There we go. Line everything back up again. There is actually an extension that does all this sort of like tabbing for you automatically, but we'll go over extensions in another video. And I want that to be image 2, and image 2 was a PNG, so we'll leave that wrong on purpose. I'll just show you what you'll see if it's wrong. So if you refresh that, And there you go. If the image is wrong, it can't read the file, you'll get this little broken file icon. If you ever see that, it means it can't find that file. Okay, and for us, we know it's because this extension here is wrong. So I need to change that to .png. All right, and as long as that matches, which it now does, the image is there. And obviously that image is too big as well. So everything's all off. It's fine. We need to just come and fix that in our style sheet. So what we've got an image in box 2 and an image in box 3. So if we look for box 2 in our CSS, there it is. Underneath that, I want to address the image that's in that particular class. So dot box 2 space img. So I'm addressing the image in that class. I want to give that a width of, we'll stick with percentages for now. Been using that a lot in this project, so just save that as 50%. Save that, and then you can see that image is now a much more reasonable size. Okay. In fact, actually, I'm not going to, that's going to confuse things. We'll do it as pixels, 500 pixels. That's what we've been working with images mostly so far, and that's a good size. All right, so that's fine. So 500 pixels wide. Remember, we don't need to put in a height, okay, because that's just going to lose the aspect ratio of the image unless we get it dead on. So I want to do the same thing for the other image. So under box 3, dot box 3 space img. Okay, so this is the image that's in box 3. Actually, I want them to be the same size, so I'm going to copy that and paste that in, and then refresh, and that changes the size of that image too. Nice, and they match up. Okay, but we still have a few problems. First problem, we can see that this image is right up against that banner image. Same with that one. We want some space in between there, some bit of white spacing. Our text also, it goes right up to the edge, and also, it comes right up to the edge of this side as well. So just sort of casually reading, it might seem like that kind of blends into one, which we don't want. So what we need to do is create the space around it, which we're going to do with padding. So come back to my box 2 image and just add do we want padding on the left or right? Top probably, because we want to move it down. So padding top, try about 20 pixels first off. Okay, so you can see that's moved that down slightly. Didn't happen on this one because we only affected this one. I don't know if that's quite enough. Double that to 40. And this is the kind of thing where you'll spend time playing around with these to get the spacing and everything that you want. All right, that's about fine. And so again, I'm going to use that same thing for my box 3. Okay, move that there and save. And it applies the same thing to there. All right, so now we just need to fix the text because we don't want all that right up next to each other. So what I'm going to do again, using the same kind of thing that I've been doing before. So under box 2, so dot box 2p. So it's the paragraph tag that's in box 2, and that's we know is the text. I want padding on the left and right so that they're not so up against the sides. So padding left. We want to just about the same amount, I suppose, as we did for the image. Copy that. And we want the same on the right-hand side too. Okay. So let's have a look at that. And there you go. It gives that padding on the left and right. So there's some space in between. And it looks already much better than how it was when it was all squashed up next to each other. So I will copy all of that actually, and then under the box 3 image that I did earlier on, change the copying that in there, change that to box 3. Something weird going on there. I didn't copy the closing curly bracket. There we go. That again is another good example actually. If I delete that again, because that text there was white, I knew that that's not right. There's an error there because of the color coding. So we need that. So let's save that, and that should apply the same thing to both sides. There we go. So we've got a bit of content there. Um, you know, absolutely fine. And to be honest, the text actually, in terms of, I kind of want that to match my white color, good better contrast. So on both of those, in the P, change the color to white. Again, do the same thing for you. Save that, and that looks better. Again, you could change the font if you wanted to, but bear in mind, obviously, your paragraph font, you want to make sure it's something that's more readable than something that you might be using for your heading fonts, which might be something a bit more fancy. But I'm going to leave mine as that for now. You know how to change fonts. So we just got this empty footer now. So what I thought I'd do is that like logo that I had, I'll just put that in here in the middle. So again, same kind of procedure. Come back to our index. We don't want that anymore. We just want our image tag. As before, source equals, I think I called it logo. I think it's a JPEG. I'm going to go with that for now. If it's not, I can change it. So let's see if that's in there. Okay, no it isn't, so it must be a different one. That's PNG. I know why it's a PNG, because it's got transparency within the image. Should have remembered that really. So let's change that back to PNG. Save, and it's ginormous. And to be honest, these images that I've used, I just took them from the internet. So if you're doing the same thing, you probably want to make them a better size of an image for the web, because this is obviously way too big. And just condensing it down, it's still going to keep the same file size. So but what you want to do is actually reduce the resolution of the image properly before you add it to the website. Otherwise, you're loading up these really high-res images for no reason. So bear that in mind. So what we're doing, resizing that. So box 4 underneath that, same procedure. So dot box 4 space image. So it's the image that's in box 4. And I just want to change the width to 300 pixels maybe. Give that a go. Refresh. Okay, so that's about fine. Do I want to keep that blue color? I'll keep it for now. Maybe I'll match that blue color that's up there. But in terms of padding wise, again, it's right up against the top. So I might just want padding top 30 or something. Again, just to move that down. So it's not quite in the middle. 30 is maybe too much. Oops. 20. Again, as I said, this is something you just want to play around with. That looks about fine. Color-wise, I kind of want it to match that one, which is my, what was it? Box 1? Yeah, so it's that color there. So if you want the colors to match, you just, steal the color you've used from before. Come down to box 4 and paste it there, although it says it's the same. That's weird. Am I going blind? That color is definitely different to that blue color there, isn't it? 234871. 234871. I'm going to ignore that for now. Pretend that didn't happen. That's definitely a different color. Maybe I'm going mad. That's definitely darker up there, isn't it, that one? Don't worry. It's not the important part of the video. The important part of the video is adding the content. And like I said, we've just added images, text, but you can just, the same kind of principle applies for anything, any kind of content that you're adding. You just go into your HTML, within the div that we've created that you want it to be placed in, you add in the content with the HTML tags, whatever they might be. And obviously there's loads of them. So that's why I've sent you a way to do things like the Solo Learn course, so you can learn what some of the things are that you can be adding. And then once you've added it in there, obviously scaling is all going to be normally all over the place when you first do it. So you need to go to your style sheet, address the tag that it is you want to change, and then make those changes within that. Okay, that's just sort of the process. But once you've done this, once you've gotten to this point and you've got a page and you've added a load of content in, one thing that a lot of you are probably going to notice is that if I change the size of this page, if I do stuff like this, obviously the page no longer looks very good. The images start getting all squished together. Text goes down, and then you've got a lot of emptiness at the bottom there. So if this was for mobile, which would be about this size, it's all going to be wrong. So coming up soon, probably the next video, we'll look at how we can make the website responsive. Okay, otherwise, get to this point before we move on, and that's all.